that series you talked about where Earth was in the way. If I remember right, didn't the guy just push a button? And then Earth was vaporized.
Right. The vaporized just instantly. And this one alien guy befriended an Earthling, and the only way that they got him off the planet just before the place was going to blow up was they stuck their thumb to the sky as if they were hitchhikers, and they were zapped up off the planet just in time before it vaporized.
Yeah,
it was a strange book.
Yeah, but it was a couple people. It was a guy and a girl and somebody else, if I remember right. That survived. But it makes you wonder. Some people can kind of see the future better than others. I don't know. This is really at the point I am going to try to find out over the next couple of days whatever information I can find out with some of the leads I've had, on the show that are into UFOs and a couple ex-government employees, and see if they know or can find out anything, because this just I honestly thought Trump was blowing smoke in the past.
Right.
I mean, when he mentioned that back several months ago, I went in, I told my wife, and I laughed. I said, oh, well, here's another one. And he actually did it. So that is what the concern point is. Something is going on, guys. And, I've talked to a lady who was a reporter. She's going to be on my show here later this month. So I'm going to see if I can get her on sooner. But she claims in Cashiers, North Carolina, that there are secret military bases with the government working with aliens. Now, this lady is very credible. Mary is very, very credible. And, has showed some type of proof where these underground bases do exist. And it's been really high reported UFO in that area. Really, probably the highest in the whole country.
Yeah, I've heard that. And you might be right. It very possible is that there's a lot of different races out there. We might even be working with some of the potentially better aliens here on the planet in these underground bases. They might have even warned us about this thing coming down the road. Who knows how we got the information that we got to want to prepare a brand new space force to protect the planet.
Well, the other point she pointed out, too, that there, again, it goes back to the Eisenhower time, when he was in office. A lot of people dismiss it, hey, it never happened. But then you have people that, were high up in the military, in the Pentagon, that said it did happen, that he met with, some aliens. They wanted to give us some technology, okay, and they would work with us in giving us technology. In return, they wouldn't invade Earth, but they wanted something in return. And what they wanted was to abduct people, a certain amount. They agreed supposedly on a certain number. And all of a sudden, they actually started abducting a lot more. But it comes down to it, they were basically, well, if you went to the Amazon, right, and you went to the wrong part, you'd run into cannibals, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Right.
Well, supposedly this race of aliens are cannibals, and they're not friendly towards man, really, other than the agreement that we had with them. So I don't know. I mean, again, I pointed out numerous times on my show. Okay, we eat everything that's below human, and in fact, we even eat human, depending on where you're at. I mean, we eat our man's best friend, dog, don't we? We eat cats, we eat horses, we eat everything, even bugs. I mean, whatever, so if you take a civilization, just because they're way advanced, they're going to not want to eat man. Well, how do you know? Because we look at a dog, we look at cattle as, a subspecies that, basically are, our food. Well, maybe, just maybe, we could be their food. Because look at all the people who have gone missing in the National Forest. And not just the National Forest. People just go for a ride and never come back.
Exactly. They disappear off the face of the earth. Oh my gosh, it reminds me of the old Twilight Zone episode, To Serve Man.
Oh yeah, that was such an awesome show. I mean, I saw it when I was young. I think when it first came out, and I really liked it. These big giant shaved heads. And they acted really nice, and they created, instead of going to the airport, guys, to catch a flight to Minneapolis or Florida or wherever you want to go. The airports now didn't have planes on them anymore. They had all these UFOs, and they would have a lottery. And if you won the lottery, which most likely you would, unless you're, really in bad health, you get to go on this trip to this nice, beautiful paradise planet. Well,
yes.
They made a mistake. They handed, because it was in their language, we couldn't figure it out. They handed us a big book, and they said they were there to serve man. You get it, people? Serve man. Well, finally, this one head scientist was working on the project, trying to decipher this book, right? He got picked to go to this planet. And as he was going up the ramp to get onto the spaceship, right, there was these two aliens, one on each side of him, right? His aide that was helping him came and said, "We deciphered the book. Don't get on it. Don't get on the ship. Don't get on the ship. We found out what it is. To Serve Man is a cookbook." And then they grabbed him and they drug him into the spaceship. So what's that tell you? I mean, somebody had a good imagination. But, like I said, just because we are intelligent, we rule the earth as humans, right? Humans ate other humans, okay? They do still. If you go in the Amazon, there's still some tribes that eat each other, and they feel that they get power from eating each other. Well, then on the other hand, maybe we were even brought here on this planet, okay? The same way that the rancher in Montana has all this cattle.
Yeah.
Just think about that.
Maybe we were seated here for a reason.
Well, I'm getting way off on it, but the Sphinx, okay? The backside of it, they have come to a conclusion that the Sphinx, besides being the face recarved, had to be there before mankind, because the wear it had on the backside of it was created by water, and the only water it was there would have been the ocean.
Yep.
So
that it was way too older than the civilization they attributed to. Yes, you're correct.
So, if you watch some of these funky things on the cable channels about aliens and UFOs, maybe they're not so far-fetched. I mean, that's just my feeling, okay? I'm certainly a big guy, and I certainly don't want to end up on a barbecue.
Exactly. I don't think anybody wants to, that's for sure. But it is exciting to figure out what the heck they're doing, and that's why we have Night Dreams Talk Radio, because you are willing to break the breaking news before it breaks. Let's put it that way.
Well, I'm trying to. Like I said, something is up. Something, how can I say it? You go into the fish store and something just doesn't smell right here. Yeah.
Okay, well, we got to be listening and be discerning for sure. I can't wait to hear your full show tonight.
Yeah, I feel sorry for my guest tonight. Well, anyway, I want to thank you for coming on, but, I hope you can, well, you have trouble like me sleeping at night, but this is really, the way he did it. I guess he had no other choice the way he did it. He just, did it.
Very, very possibly.
Yeah, and I mean, so many things going on in Washington, D.C. So much, so fast the last month. This really has taken me by total shock. Yeah.
Well, as you know, Gary, I am available at a moment's notice. My phone and my ability to talk to you is 24 hours a day. So if you need something else to break, let me know.
Yeah, and if you hear anything for any of your connections, my phone number. Get a hold of me, please, or message me.
I will. definitely.
Okay, sir, I'll let you go. I know you have an appointment. I do thank you for coming on in such a short notice.
You're welcome, Gary. Anytime. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Michael. So anyway, I don't want to alarm anybody. If you think I'm a crackpot, that's fine. Hey, I'm a talk show host. What can I say? But like I said, I just find it so strange that Hawkins has said, hey, we better stop sending signals out. We're giving our address away, and we might not like what we find. Well, like I said, if we can't afford to go to the moon, if we can't even have a shuttle to go to the space station anymore, we have a piggyback ride with Russia to get to it. And if we are in this financial condition, how are we going to create another military division, a sixth one, the Space Force? So something has to be up to all of a sudden make this decision to create something like this. I feel that, that we'll find out. Hopefully, we find out before something bad happens. Anyway, I want to thank Michael W. Hall, the paranormal lawyer, for coming on short notice. Again, it's going to be interesting here the next few days. I think the media will downplay this a lot. I think a lot of people, just don't know how to respond to this, because here you had our president 2 months ago say that maybe he should create a space force. People just kind of took that as, hey, it's Trump talking. And now, all of a sudden, today, June 18th, 2018, guess what, guys? We're creating a space force. Oh, hopefully we have technology we don't know about. And hopefully Hawkins wasn't right, because it scares me. I mean, the worst thing you can do is give somebody your address, right? You live in your house, right? And all of a sudden you start posting your address where you live. Hey, something bad's going to happen. Either you're going to come home and you're not going to have any furniture or anything left in the house, or even worse. Now, for years, we've been keeping our address out. How to find Earth. So crazy. Anyway, here it is. It was going to be a 5-minute talk. It's now 27 minutes and 48 seconds. Weather here in Gig Harbor, Washington. Very beautiful. It's nice summertime. I can't wait tonight to get on with our guest on Night Dreams Talk Radio. We're on between 8 and 11 tonight. Hey, the last hour from 10 to 11. Well, I don't know if you can come up with a scary story more than what just happened with the news today. But the last hour of our show, we're taking, a few call-ins. Tell us a scary story, true, fake, or whatever. Give us a call at 1-253-203-6695. Now, that's from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock. You can call us, tell us a scary story at 1-253-203-6695. Hey, what do you get? Well, you know what? I'm going to keep track of your phone numbers. Okay? And I will call you back at the end of the show and tell the lucky person that they got a new paranormal book. I get a ton of books in here from authors writing about, the show is all paranormal. So I got a stack of books. So starting today, Wednesday, and Friday, and the same next week, I'm going to give a book away. 3 books a week away free. And I ain't even paying the shipping to get it to you. So, like a lot of shows out there, if you want to listen to the archives, you got to join a club, or you got to join whatever. You got to pay a few bucks. Hey, money is hard to come by. You know what? You can listen to any of our shows on iHeart, iTunes, or Speaker Radio, or our website. I think I got like 80 some. I keep it roughly to 80, and then I delete it and keep it at that amount. But you can go back and listen to 80 hours, or not 80 hours, but 80 shows of Night Dreams Talk Radio. What more can I say? It doesn't cost you a cent. So what I need from you guys when you go on to one of the apps, it's important. Click